Greetings, dear friends. Your invaluable support is our strength. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. This greatly helps the growth of our channel. Leave your comments. Your feedback is very valuable to us. And now, to the most important and current world events. Let's go.
One person was killed and another injured as a result of a massive attack by Ukrainian drones in the Bryansk region. According to the region's governor, Alexander Bogoma's air defense forces shot down several dozen drones overnight. Civilian objects and infrastructure were hit. Residents report a fire in a residential building and burned-out cars. Currently, emergency services are working at the sites where debris fell. On RBC, the main news in the studio with Nikita Gmaiza. Kyiv proposed to Washington to impose tariffs on the import of Russian goods and direct the proceeds to the reconstruction of Ukraine. This was reported by the country's Prime Minister, Denis Shmyhal, following negotiations with the American side in the USA.
Ukraine will definitely receive $50 billion in revenue from frozen Russian assets. We will use these funds for state and military needs. But our goal is full confiscation. In addition, we propose to introduce special tariffs on the import of Russian goods. The revenues from them will go to the Ukraine Reconstruction Fund. This is an economic mechanism of reparations that will allow us to act without waiting for political changes in Russia. Sanctions against it remain an important tool of pressure, as Moscow constantly tries to weaken the restrictions.
Ukraine and the USA agreed that the deal on access to Ukrainian resources will not take into account the American aid provided before its signing, said Shmyhal. According to him, there is good progress in this matter. He added that the Ukrainian and American delegations have also identified Ukraine's red lines. The agreement between Kyiv and Washington must comply with European commitments and not contradict the constitution of Ukraine. Funds for the country's reconstruction will be drawn from the Joint Reconstruction Investment Fund. It will be established as part of the agreement on minerals with Washington. U.S. Presidential Advisor on Security, Mike Waltz, expressed confidence that the parties will sign the deal very soon. On Friday, Trump stated that the document should have been approved 3 weeks ago and urged Ukraine to sign it immediately. Volodymyr Zelensky is ready to give up claims on Crimea, according to Donald Trump. He spoke about the negotiations with the Ukrainian leader that took place at the Vatican during the Pope's funeral on Saturday. The meeting went well, Trump stated, noting that Zelensky has become, quote, calmer and, in his opinion, is ready to make a deal, as the president of Ukraine asked the U.S. for more weapons. Trump promised to consider the request, taking into account Russia's actions in resolving the conflict.
He told me that he needs more weapons, but he's been saying this for 3 years now. He needs more. Let's see what comes out of this. I want to see what will happen regarding Russia. Because Russia, I was surprised and disappointed. Very disappointed that they launched strikes after the negotiations. Crimea was 12 years ago. Listen, it was President Obama who gave it away without a single shot. So don't talk to me about Crimea. Talk to Obama and Biden. Remember, this is Biden's war, not Trump's. I came to try to solve the problem. And the problem is that too many people are dying. I want the parties to stop shooting, sit at the negotiating table and sign an agreement. We have, as I believe, the framework of this agreement, and I want them to sign it, finish with it, and just return to normal life.
Commenting on the meeting at the Vatican on Fox News, Trump's national security advisor Mike Wallace avoided answering the question about progress. According to him, the U.S. president was firmly determined to speak with Zelensky face-to-face and will use all opportunities to make Russia and Ukraine agree to a ceasefire.
We have already discussed possible actions on banks. He talked about possible actions in the banking and oil and gas sectors. Donald Trump is determined to use both the carrot and the stick to bring both sides to the negotiating table. These are not direct negotiations regarding the points we discussed, to bring all this to a final conclusion, with a security architecture led by Europe. The Trump administration is not imposing new sanctions against Russia, as it does not want to jeopardize the peace settlement process in Ukraine. This was stated by U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio on NBC. He noted that Washington has reasons for both optimism and concern. And we think that we have brought them closer. I think this week will be truly critical. This is indeed an important week. We need to determine whether we want to continue participating in this process, or if it's time to focus on other issues that are equally, if not more, important. But we would like to see progress.
Sergei Lavrov, the head of the Russian Foreign Ministry, and Marco Rubio discussed the settlement in Ukraine over the phone the day before. This was reported by the Foreign Ministry. They described the exchange of views on key aspects of the dialogue as productive and agreed to continue contacts between Russia and the USA at all levels. The North Korean authorities confirmed the participation of their country's military in battles against the Ukrainian armed forces in the Kursk region. This was reported by the Korean Central News Agency. North Korea sent units to Russia by order of leader Kim Jong Un. He made the decision in accordance with the fourth point of the Comprehensive Strategic Partnership Agreement between the two countries. According to the document, in the event of an attack by another state, the parties are obliged to provide another military aid to the ally. Moscow and Pyongyang signed an agreement in June of last year, about a month and a half before the Ukrainian armed forces attacked the Kursk region. Kim Jong Un called the fighters from his country who participated in battles on the Russia-Ukraine border heroes. In Pyongyang, a monument will be erected in their honor, and support measures will be provided to the families of veterans. The Workers' Party of Korea stated, the operation in the Kursk region demonstrated the highest level of friendship between Korea and Russia and the allied fraternal relations between the countries. On Saturday, Chief of the General Staff Valery Gerasimov reported to Vladimir Putin that Russian units had completely liberated the Kursk region from the Ukrainian armed forces. At the same time, North Korean military provided significant assistance in the operation, Gerasimov noted. This became the first official confirmation of the deployment of North Korean units to Russia. Later, Foreign Ministry confirmed North Korea sent military personnel to the Kursk region. Previously, neither Pyongyang nor Moscow had confirmed data that North Korean citizens were fighting in the Kursk region. Such information was provided by Ukraine, South Korea, and the USA. Last fall, the U.S. State Department estimated the number of North Korean units in the Kursk region at 10,000 people. Russia and North Korea did not specify the number of North Korean military personnel who participated in the battles. The Russian nuclear submarine Krasnoyarsk conducted a training missile launch at a range in Kamchatka. The military launched a Caliber cruise missile from the Pacific Ocean at a target on the shore and destroyed it. The target was hit at a distance of more than 1,100 kilometers. In the second phase of the maneuvers, the submarine detected a mock enemy submarine and attacked it with a torpedo. The Russian Ministry of Defense reported that the exercises were successful. The submarine Krasnoyarsk was commissioned in December 23rd year. According to open data, the range of the sea-based Caliber missile is 1,400 kilometers. The government has developed a plan to combat illegal employment. RBC has the draft order from the cabinet. Its authenticity was confirmed by a source familiar with the content. The document includes 18 measures at the federal and regional levels. Some of them are aimed at non-working citizens of working age. First of all, it is planned to find out how many such Russians there are currently and specify their age and gender. Rostrud is supposed to complete this work by the 15th of July. Then, based on this analysis, the Ministry of Labor will formulate proposals to attract these people to work. The government also proposes to strengthen the powers of interdepartmental commissions to identify shadow employment in the regions. The commissions may be granted the right to make decisions on including violators in the registry of employers where illegal employment has been detected. Twice a year, Rostrud will compare the results of the Commission's activities in the regions with the data from the Federal Tax Service on employers, where cases of illegal employment have been identified. By November 1st of this year, it is planned to develop additional measures to improve the efficiency of interdepartmental commissions in the regions. A tour bus went off the road and overturned in the Vladimir region. This was reported by the Regional Department of the Ministry of Internal Affairs. The accident occurred around 3 o'clock in the morning in the Alexandrovsky district of the region. At that time, there were 55 people on the bus, and 35 of them sought medical assistance. There is no information yet on the causes of the accident. Traffic police and emergency services are currently working at the scene of the accident.
We are pro